Hi, I'm Jeff from New York. Please like and subscribe.
Young Billionaire, Episode 85. Why are you here? Eliza was shocked when Jeff pushed her away. She looked at him and for a moment and her heart just felt empty. This was her first kiss. She had imagined it countless times and had never imagined it would be like this. And this was the first time in her life that she'd ever been rejected. And everyone watching was in shock. Most of them stood with their mouths open. One of them had had his mouth open ever since Eliza first started kissing Jeff. At this moment, a sliver of drool slipped from the corner of his mouth, and he finally came back to his senses. A woman with a ponytail turned to someone beside him and asked,
"Did Eliza just kiss him?"
His friend just shook his head dumbly. Although they looked calm on the outside, all the men in the group were broken-hearted.
How could this woman that they worshipped want to kiss this loser?
All the men looked in disgust at Jeff, who was staring at Eliza resentfully. They ground their teeth as if they wanted to eat him alive.
He's just been kissed by a goddess,
they thought.
This dirtbag should be overjoyed, but he has a look of disdain on his face. He's clearly just showing off to everyone.
They thought Jeff was trying to say,
Look at all you sad losers. You've been trying to seduce this beautiful woman for such a long time, and she's barely given you the time of day. And now, your goddess has kissed me, and I don't care. In fact, I even despise her kissing me. Your goddess is just a plaything to me, and you still have the audacity to call me a loser? You're the real losers. Ha ha ha.
Scumbag, you've got a nerve.
One of the guys called out. Another joined in.
Yeah, you think you're too good for Eliza, right? How dare you push her away? Eliza kissed you because she likes you, and you had the nerve to push her away.
How could you?
Another said. Several of the men tried to pick a fight with Jeff, but Eliza stood in front of him and asked,
"What are you guys doing?"
The man at the front pointed at Jeff. Confused, he asked her,
Alyssa, he can't treat you like this. Why are you still protecting him?
Never mind what he did. It's between us. It has nothing to do with you.
Eliza replied. As she stared at the man, she understood why Jeff had pushed her away. He must have thought of his girlfriend and felt guilty for kissing her. This proved that he was a good man. Although he had rejected her in front of everyone, she didn't care because she could tell that he was a man worthy of her pursuit. Alyssa's words rendered the others speechless. They looked at her and then at Jeff dumbly. They wanted to beat him up, but they had no justification. Eliza didn't seem to care that he had rejected her, so what could they say? They could only stare. Some of them were starting to admire Jeff, and they wanted to know what he had done to make Eliza so determined to protect him. Just then, loud applause rang out, and they all heard a strident voice saying,
You're my cousin, all right. You're nothing like the other women.
Everyone looked toward the villa and saw a tall handsome man walk out. He was bare-chested and wore a pair of flowered shorts. He had his arm around the waist of a tall beautiful woman. The man was Alyssa's cousin Noah. In this party he was to celebrate his 20th birthday. After walking into the garden, the beautiful woman smiled cheerfully at the man and said softly,
"Noah, I'll leave now."
She kissed Noah on the cheek and walked out through the gate. One of his friends shouted to him,
Noah, you're awesome. You've been in the bedroom with her for at least an hour.
Another said,
Noah, that woman who's gorgeous, where'd she come from? Give me her number.
A few boys crowded around Noah, but he ignored them. He looked toward Eliza and walked up to her with a smile on his face.
Alyssa, you look beautiful as always.
There was a hint of desire in his eyes, and he only reined in his lust when he saw Eliza turn her face away in disgust.
So who is the man that captivated my cousin so much?
Noah turned his gaze toward Jeff. He first uttered an
Oh,
in surprise and then sized him up with a faint smile. He couldn't help but let out a
wow. Alyssa, your judgment 'tis improving. He seemed to have found herself the perfect boyfriend.
he said to his cousin with a naughty smile. Noah's friends heard a sarcasm, and some of them joined in. One called out,
Truly outrageous.
By the way, Jasper Cruz will be here soon. Jasper's in love with Alyssa, and when he sees that this scumbag is Alyssa's boyfriend, we won't be able to hold him back.
Another reminded everyone.
You're right. Jasper's temper is terrible. The kid's in big trouble.
Eliza chuckled softly. She glanced at the others and said,
I'm afraid Jasper can't come. He's lying in the hospital right now.
She knew that Jasper had been hurt quite badly when Jeff hit him with the car. When they heard what Eliza said, no one could believe it.
Noah, Jasper's coming tonight, isn't he?
Someone asked Noah. He was really good friends with Jasper, and everyone else in their group looked up to the pair of them. He must know what was happening with Jasper.
He can't come.
Noah said lightly.
A few days ago, he was hit by a car driven by a young lunatic. He was injured quite badly, and he's still lying in the hospital.
The others were shocked.
Who would dare hit Jasper with his car?
Everyone knew that Jasper had a lot of connections and was well respected in society. One friend asked,
Holy shit, Noah, do you know who did it? Daring to bump into Jasper. He must have a death wish, right?
Another said,
Let's see if Jasper needs help.
Suggested another. Noah replied to his friends.
It's okay. While Jasper's been in the hospital, he's already found someone to investigate the incident from and find out who did it. When he finds out who it was, he'll definitely let us all know.
Noah said, then turned his gaze to Jeff and smiled lightly, saying,
So you want to pick up my cousin? Well, you should think carefully about what you're doing. Personally, I suggest that you stay well away from her. Otherwise, I'd like to think about what'll happen to you when Jasper leaves the hospital.
Have you finished?
Eliza pushed Noah away and looked at him in disgust. She was tempted to tell this group of people that Jeff was the one who knocked Jasper down, but she knew that she couldn't.
All right, I won't say any more.
Noah raised his hand in front of Eliza to show that he was backing down, but he was still staring at Jeff with a hint of ridicule. Just then, Noah's phone rang. He answered it, saying,
Darling, you're at the door. Right, great. I'll come and find you right now.
After ending the call, he proudly said to his friends,
Everyone carry on having fun without me. I'm going to go pick up my girlfriend.
A young man said wistfully.
Noah's girlfriend Marilyn's so beautiful. She looks like Anna Kendrick. I can't wait to see her again.
Pa, I've already dumped that cow Marilyn's. I've been with her so long that I'm already bored by her.
Noah said in disdain.
Damn, a beauty like Anna Kendrick and you're bored with her. How awesome! Why shouldn't I get bored with her? Wait till you guys find a girlfriend like that, and you'll know what I mean.
Noah said, enjoying everyone's admiration. Noah was very proud of himself. As he looked at his friends, they were all in awe of him. He said,
You'll see, my new girl even more gorgeous. Anyway, I'm done talking to you guys, and I'm going to go meet my baby.
Then he turned around and walked out. Everyone was intrigued.
Is someone more gorgeous than Anna Kendrick? She must be incredible.
A few minutes later, Noah walked over, talking and laughing with the beautiful woman on his arm. Everyone looked toward them, keen to see his new girlfriend. The girl beside Noah was wearing a light blue knee-length dress that showed off her shapely legs. She had beautiful shiny hair and a very pretty face. Although she wasn't as beautiful as Noah had boasted, she was still very attractive, and his friends were jealous. But when Jeff saw her, his heart tightened. It was Jonah. His hands clenched into fists. Eliza noticed that something was wrong with Jeff and asked him with concern.
Are you okay?
Jeff replied quietly.
I'm fine.
Noah and Jonah walked into the garden, holding each other's hands. Jonah didn't notice that Jeff was standing at the back of the crowd. One of his friends said,
Noah, your new girlfriend is so beautiful.
Nice to meet you.
Another said to Jonah. Jonah looked proudly at Noah's friends and gave them a brilliant smile. Noah introduced Jonah as he slid his hand onto her butt.
These are my good friends. Between them they're worth at least a few million.
Why isn't Jasper here?
Jonah asked. She had been with Noah for more than 10 days, and in that time she had met Jasper.
My cousin told us that he's been hit by a car, and now he's lying in the hospital.
When Noah spoke, he was very close to Jonah. His eyes were fixed on her lips, and she felt excited.
Really? Is your cousin here?
Jonah knew Noah's family was rich, so she wanted to meet them and make a good impression as soon as possible.
Alyssa, come meet Jonah.
Noah said to his cousin.
Alyssa.
Jonah followed Noah's gaze and looked over. The smile on her face froze when she saw Jeff, who was standing beside her. Lately, Jonah had not been at class at all. This was the first time she had seen Jeff since she took her clothes in front of him in the fashion beauty boutique. She became very agitated.
Darling, what's the matter?
Noah saw that Jonah's eyes were focused on Jeff's face, so he smiled and said,
You're upset that we have such a slob at the party, right? I didn't invite him. I know he looks terrible. But apparently he's my cousin's boyfriend. Haha, what do you think?
Jonah's heart was racing. She started to become filled with hatred and resentment toward Jeff. Until recently, she had believed that Jeff was still in love with her and would always be waiting for her. But he'd already betrayed her when he started seeing Lelaine, and now he was having another affair with yet another woman. Jonah felt that Jeff was betraying her again.
I need to go to the washroom first.
Jonah smiled sweetly to Noah, stood up, and walked into the villa. When she turned around, her expression was mean. August 2023. Top super thanks purchasers. Thank you so much.